Obviously, megacities represent a huge challenge for just the kind of nuts and bolts of city construction. Can you get transport to move? Can you house people in some acceptable way? Can you guarantee that they can eat, work, and sleep? But I think it's much more than that, because unless you create a city that has an identity, you will not be able to create a spirit that goes with that city. Otherwise, you just have row upon row of soulless concrete buildings in which people are accommodated and can perhaps carry out the basics of their daily life, but without a creative spark, without the kind of culture and sorts of spaces that we know are important for human communication. I think everybody is trying to address the problem of how do we make a megacity that is creative. There's a British guy, Charles Landry, who's spent a lot of time on this. He's very keen on doing away with soulless, just mere concrete spaces, trying to create places where people communicate. I think we can see that physical space is very important. Another thing that's very important is property prices. If you have affordable property, young people will come. Berlin is the perfect example of that. Housing prices are a matter of concern. We can see in any city like New York or Paris or London that large swathes of what used to be just very beautiful residential quarters have been bought up by people who actually are not resident in those countries. They've bought the property, that's nice, it looks lovely from the outside, I'm sure it's nice inside too. But they're there so rarely that you have really whole streets worth of nice properties where there's hardly a light on at night. There's always the danger of a property bubble. There's always the danger of a bubble, and it seems to have centered around property in most recent years. But I think really the bigger problem is, what do wealthy people do with their money? What do they want to buy for a lifestyle? And what effect does it have on everybody else?